at the Orlando airport, heading to card show number 41 this year. It is in Philly, so can't wait to be up there. First time in Pennsylvania for a card show, second time in Philly. Plane leaves in an hour, so I'll catch you guys there. So we're here at the Valley Forge Casino. Show is downstairs, so walking down over there right now. Pretty nice venue so far. I heard the show's about 75% vintage, 25% modern. So I'm happy on the vintage side of things, but we'll see how it goes. So the first thing to note about the Philly show is it's actually not in Philly, it's in Valley Forge, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away from the downtown of the city. So if you want to explore, it is an Uber over there, which it was kind of expensive. But the show brought a lot to the table, especially with the amount of cards there. You could literally find stuff anywhere from the 1800s all the way to today. And I really like that as someone that collects primarily vintage cards and dabbles with modern. Sometimes you go to shows and only the vintage cards there are from like 1952 to 75 or 79. But there's quite a few sellers here that were able to bring out cards from the 1800s, whether they're cabinet cards or different tobacco cards, which I really liked. Vendor-wise, there's probably about between 200 and 300 vendors, so a lot of different options to go around the show. On top of that, they brought a bunch of different auction companies, so you can see some really high-end cards. There's a few other things as well at the show. People were selling autographs, whether they're on boxing gloves or baseballs, and they even brought out a few different artists. This artist here drew some pictures of baseball and basketball cards. You can see like the Michael Jordan and Mickey Mantle. Two quick pickups at the show. I picked up a golf card and a basketball, so take a look at these real quick. Shaq Gold rookie, these are a lot rarer than his normal tops. And then Gary Player, legendary golfer from Exquisite. It is a patch autograph. So as soon as we got in the door, let's keep on going. Just acquired a 1927 Walter Johnson. Take a look at this right here. It's kind of like a deck of playing cards, but these were all hand cut. Remember at the National with Flipping Steve, ended up finding him a Lefty Grove like this that was graded. Well, I just picked up a Walter Johnson. Another pickup at the show, I have a Ty Cobbs. This was game used. Hands card numbered to 100. Always picking up relics of Hall of Famer. I'm here with Bill, and he has a seriously amazing collection of T206 cards. So you're gonna go over a few of the different backs that you guys might not know.
The backs I have available, I have a John Mcgraw portrait in a cap and a black Lennox. I also have a John Mcgraw in a different pose and a glove at hip and a SGC 3.5 and a red Hindu. And I also have some of the toughest Piedmont Factory 42s. They are much tougher than the regular Piedmonts because they were made in a different state. Most of the Piedmonts were made in Virginia. These were made in Durham, North Carolina. First back of the broadleaf is the 460. And even though they do make a brown old mill and they make a blank back, those two cards have no pop reports on them, and they are both only graded authentic. There's no numerical grade that can be put on those cards. The brown old mill is only in Southern Leaguers, not in regular cards.
Today's trivia question, how many different backs does the T206 Honus Wagner have? Is it A, 1, B, 3, C, 4, D, 7? Make sure to leave your comment down below, and bonus points if you can name all the backs. Picked up two international release cards. First over here we have a 67 Yogi Berra. This was a subset of the Topps Venezuelan cards that they produced of all retired players. Yogi retired in the mid 60s. He ended up becoming a player manager for a bit, but he was out of the game at 67. One of the highest graded, really cool card. And this actually came from Cuba. This is a 1946 Jimmy Fox. Jimmy Fox, a 500 home run hitter, one of the greatest players in the 30s and 40s. He retired 1 year before, so I'm still to count this as a playing day one. You just don't see these cards ever at shows or online, and super happy to add it into the collection. So I picked up the Fox yesterday. I'm recording this on Sunday, but Uncle Dick has actually a pretty cool story about Jimmy Fox.
Yes, sir. When I was a kid growing up, somewhere around 1948, me and my buddies were playing at Newton Junior High School, playing baseball, and this car drives up, and out hops Jimmy Fox and 3 other Red Sox players. I can't remember the names right now. And they taught us how to bunt, how to run bases. Now, what Major League Baseball player would do that today?
All right, guys, I'm here with Matt. He's showing off his first pickup of the Philly show, a set I really like. So, Matt, show them.
Yeah, I just picked up this 1913 Fatima with Christy Mathewson, Jim Thorpe, Mcgraw, Mcgraw, right all in here. Beautiful card.
Kevin's pickups at the show.
2 really sweet, lower grade, but amazing eye appeal.
Pickup at the show here. I got a color matching Mike Trout from 2013. While I like this card, it has the gold Rookie Cup logo on it. Beautiful card. Picked it up for $100. A trade. So you saw me earlier today pick up this Ty Cobb. Well, I'm already moving it, but in return, I'm going to be picking up this Clayton Kershaw RPA. So I'm paying $170 on top of it, but I'm really happy because I've been looking for this card for a while. So why I got this card. Kershaw was my first modern PC. I started collecting them in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I got quite a bit of his cards from $1, $2 boxes and really enjoyed that. But I never really invested in any autograph cards. A huge mistake. I'd rather buy multiple base cards instead of autos. So I really wanted to have an autographed rookie card in my collection for that. Another reason too is I feel like his cards are very undervalued, or baseball RPAs in general are very undervalued. You look at cards like this LaMelo Ball over here that just sold for $150K. He's a rookie this year. He doesn't really have much proven talent yet compared to someone like Kershaw, who's already won 3 Cy Young awards, already has the career stats to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's kind of a no-brainer to pick up an RPA this cheap. Day one of the show now complete in the hotel room. We're sharing it with Flipping Steve. So what did you end up picking up today at the show?
So I picked up some Hall of Fame autos, some baseball players, some football players, really cheap stuff, inexpensive stuff, but great players. Harmon Killebrew, only $25, and I bought these in a lot, so I got them a lot cheaper. Warren Spahn, and I do believe he's still the winningest left-handed pitcher.
He is, yeah. So Killebrew, 500 home runs. Spahn,
winningest left-handed pitcher.
Yep.
And I learned that with you the day we did the vintage. The older gentleman that I bought the Mike Schmidt told me that. And then Bob Gibson, auto here. And then a couple from the 90s. I remember buying these when I was in middle school or high school, just for the autos. Deion Sanders, now the auto's on the back. And it's a cool auto. It's really small, but he signs the S as a $sign. And then this reeks of the 90s, the John Elway. The auto's on the back. Again, he's cruising on a motorcycle. And then my biggest pickup of the day was my first Willie Mays auto, and it's scribed MVP 54. It's really awesome also. Really happy with the Willie Mays card. Wi-Fi for hotel guests.
Well, there wasn't at the convention downstairs. I tried looking.
The only one that's really flopped has been Josh Rosen.
Yep. And you're talking about a top 3 player of all time. So we're here now at Wheelhouse for a trade night. Let's see what happens.
Did you just hear that? Yeah. Dude was like, what's that?
Ended up trading that Shaq rookie I picked up today along with a Brady that I've had for a little bit. In return, I got a lot. So first off, and you'll see the lot of 5 now. It's really highlighted though by this Ben Roethlisberger. It is a second year, numbered to 49. First trade done of trade night.
Another Stephon Gilmore, hollow. Jonathan Taylor, the rookies. Not a hollow, actually, just silver. And a Quintez Cephas.
Optic
is a football card. Autographs purple.
Brandon Ayuk.
Card 160.
Who the fuck is that?
T. Higgins.
Oh! Other Bengal.
Another pickup at trade night. Bought this for $50. Really sweet Chipper Jones patch. Take a look at that one. This is all the way from 2005. We are now at day 2 of the Philly show. Day 1 was a lot of success, especially even at trade night. So, how did you do, Steve?
I did pretty good. I only landed 1 card at trade night. It was my first Shaq auto. 1 of 1 white box. Was happy with that. A lot of deals fell through, but it was still fun, good time. It's always fun when you're negotiating cards.
Absolutely. So there's a few hours of that. I was a little bit tired this morning. Slept past my alarm. So unfortunately no running here, but let's see how day 2 goes at the show. If you have not watched the last Moneyball Cards episode, I talked about some of the best pitchers and categorized them by ERA, FIP, WHIP, and Sierra. So if you want to look into more advanced analytics, make sure to check out that channel because I'm making a new episode every single week. One of the players that had the lowest ERA and FIP in both categories was Walsh, and I did not have a T206 card of his. And today at the show, off of Bill, who had the amazing T206 collection yesterday, I picked up the Ed Walsh portrait. So take a look at this card right here. An absolute beauty. I'm here with Terry, who does Tick and Tick Baseball. He's gonna be talking about 2 different cabinet cards today and a little bit about more pre-war cards.
Okay, in the cabinet cards, we deal primarily in the 19th century, early 20th century material. And this one here is very, very interesting. Captain Kaminsky, everybody has always heard of Kaminsky, associated with the Black Sox of 1919, but as a player in 1889, he jumped for more money from the Chicago team to the Boston team. And of course, the player's league only lasted 6 months, but very, very rare, one-of-a-kind item. And then the other one that we have here is Jeffries, who was a world champion boxer. And these are T6s and T9s, which were manufactured 1910, 1912. And you had to send in so many cigarette coupons to get one of the cards. And of course, there are 25 boxers in this set, and basically around 90 baseball players.
All right, made my trade here at the Philly Card Show. So you guys saw I spent a lot of cash. I needed to recoup that. So I ended up selling 2 cards, but I also bought 2 from a dealer that I've been looking for. One is gonna be a project because I want to upgrade it over time. So I gave up my Fatima and Lefty Gomez. I think in total I had like $500 or $600 into this trade. And in return, I got $400 cash back plus the Warren Spahn Leaf rookie and the Mini Minozo 1952 rookie. A lot of people are thinking Minozo might have a chance at making the Hall with a Veterans Committee vote, and Spahn is one of my favorite pitchers. You guys, you remember that T206 collection that you saw earlier in the vlog? Well, one of my friends on Twitter, Drew Card, is trying to build out the Vic Willis Rainbow for the T206s. Now, some of them are very, very difficult to locate. The pop reports are extremely low. Finding these at high grade can be very tough. Well, at the show, day one, I was able to locate one of the cards he needed. It was a 42. I didn't have the cash to make this deal happen, so I reached out to one of my friends, Ashish, who's able to get that cash to make this happen. And you can take a look at what the Vic Willis looks like right here. On the back is there. You can see it as the 42. So I'm going to put up on the screen right now the current rainbow, and you can add this one to it. All right, another 33 Sporting Kings pickup. I got a Don George, famous wrestler, one of the early classes of the Wrestling Hall of Fame. It's a nice looking 6, so always trying to pick up this set because it is one of my favorites of all time. So that was it for the Philly Card Show. I really, really enjoyed it. But one last thing, when I'm out of state, I have to try local food. So there's a cheesesteak place about 5 miles away. It was called Philly Cheesesteaks. And there is an ice cream place that's been around since 1945, had raving reviews, which was Handel's. So I'm about to try both those places.
Yeah, so I picked up in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. I already had a Julius Erving auto from before, and I picked up a second one today. This was a Prism buyback, and I guess they bought back 9 of them, and this one is 6 out of 9, which is his jersey number, and it's an on-card auto, which you don't see out of Prism that much. They're usually sticker autos, because the ink doesn't usually stick to a chromium-based card. It usually smears, but this signature was clean enough to get a 10, and it's numbered 6 out of 9, and so I got 2 Dr. J autos. So you order a pizza at the table, we're going to ask everybody else at the table for that. So it's not like you order a pizza.
How are you guys?
That is a wrap for the Philly Card Show. Had a cheesesteak and then had some really amazing ice cream here at Handel's. Definitely recommend the ice cream if you are in the area for the Philly show, because the ice cream is super fresh. And I had something called the Hurricane, which is kind of like a M&M McFlurry, but I'm telling you, 100 times better than that. So if you guys enjoyed this vlog, thank you again, Steve, for all the hospitality. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and next week I'm gonna be in Bradenton at the card show over there for Breakers Row, and I'm gonna be tabling.